My family first came to the New World begins with the attack on Malta, the last stronghold of a dying order of Crusader knights. This much is fact. My ancestor Morgan Black was with the Knights of St. John when they defended the island from Sahin and the Ottomans. The rest, well, like most family stories, it's hard to separate the truth from the legend.
Morgan. There he is, the legend.
Morgan, the Ottomans have landed. 1,000 Janissaries led by Sahin the Falcon.
Alain Magnan still commands the Knights, and he says we must hold them at the beach. We'll make our stand here.
The Crusades are dead! Your knighthood is all that remains, a relic!
I'm not ready to die just yet, Falcon, and I don't intend to see our knighthood broken.
It is already broken, Morgan. Will you break with it?
The walls are
Move the
looking real
crossbow to the
pretty.
forward walls to attack the Janissaries. Defend the fort at all costs.
I think that was a glitch.
Sir, we are under attack from the east. We can't hold out much
Yeah,
longer.
we're not sailing to the new world. How'd they build all this stuff? How long have they been here?
Sir, one of the explosions has revealed another passage.
Excellent work, men.
So we found a secret passage
Elaine,
in the
look.
caves. Ooh, it's
The
pretty.
last explosion opened the tunnel.
So this is what the Ottomans really wanted on Malta.
They did a good job
A
here.
library carved in stone, very old. This writing was left by the Circle of Assus.
Who are they?
They
Who
are
are
a secret
they?
society. Some say they're the most powerful men in Europe. Others say they're nothing more than scientists and alchemists. They seek a means for eternal life.
The writing refers to the Lake of the Moon, a place known only to the Aztecs. America sive nobi orbis. I need you to go to the New World,
Why is there a
Morgan.
circle under
What,
you?
across the ocean sea?
Sahin and the Ottomans are on their way there now.
Just to tell you who's
Defeat
talking.
them. Find this lake. The future of the knighthood depends on your success. You sail with the tide. We'll send you resources and men once you arrive.
Pirate ship's dead ahead, Captain.
Another fire ship! It's coming into ram!
Nice.
Our ship is badly damaged. Start a colony on this island and wait for more ships to arrive from Malta.
Never thought I'd be setting my heels in the sands of the bleeding Americas.
Keep the men together. We don't know what predators lurk in that jungle.
Oh, there's one.
Or human.
Yes. For a half
Now
second.
this knight chases me all the way to the New World. He does not understand. We are not after the Lake of the Moon. We just want to keep it away from the Circle.
What's the
Dean
circle?
has beaten us here, but we'll worry about him later. We need to get a colony started.
Circle of Assus. There it is.
The Aztec city is north of here. The Spanish are laying siege.
If we help the Aztecs, perhaps they'll tell us the location of the Lake of the Moon. What of the Turks?
They're beaten. We killed most of the survivors in the jungle, and the Spanish captured the rest.
Kill it, please!
Oh, I hope he makes it. Oh, no, no.
Pure white. I've never seen such a thing.
I have. On the walls of the caves in Malta. I do not like this. This new world holds many dangers.
Does this animal mean the Circle of Ossus is in the New World?
I fear so. And if the Circle seeks the Lake of the Moon, we must beat them to it. Prepare the men. The Aztec city is deep in the jungle. We'll have to cut our way through.
Your death served only to forward the plot. I could have been there the whole time. Alright, build a trading post at the Aztec. Right where we stand.
I don't understand. There's no gold here. What were the Spanish after?
The map.
What map?
You're standing on it.
Look at
The
that.
Lake of the Moon is in Florida. Send word to Elaine.
So, we have captured not only Aztecs, but a Turk as well. What is an Ottoman doing in the New World?
I have no quarrel with you, Conquistador. All I wanted was a look at an old map.
Si, the Lago de Luna. I saw the map too. My treasure fleet will be stopping in La Florida. Water from this lake of yours will make me a rich man when I return to Spain.
So, you would take the water for yourself? You conquistadors are no better than the Circle.
That old story again.
The Circle has enclaves in Prague and Alexandria, even your precious Spain. Have you not seen the white animals?
Bah! The Circle of Ossus is nothing more than a legend. No match for powder and steel. Put the Turk in the hold with the other prisoners. He will face the fire when we return to Spain.
Morgan set sail for Florida, but he hadn't counted on the hurricane. It was like no storm the Knights had ever seen. It swept across the Caribbean with a vengeance, leaving fragile colonies in ruins.
It'll have to be in dry dock for quite a while before it's seaworthy again.
Not good enough. We need to sail right away.
If you try to get to Florida in that, you'll be swimming the last 100 miles. Consider yourself lucky you made it to port at all in a hurricane.
Speaking of hurricanes,
Well,
Nice.
well, Morgan Black. So, the New World hasn't killed you off yet. What's this I hear about Florida?
nothing that need concern you.
Oh, come now. You sent my best ships to the bottom. The least you owe me is a little civility. Are you going after the treasure fleet?
Aye, we're going after the Spanish, but we don't want their gold. If you take us to Florida, it's yours.
I like the idea of your knights keeping the Spaniards busy while I make off with the plunder.
Hey, that guy has
I
a peg
really
leg.
do. But I'm not sure you're up to the task.
And you are? Those pirates of yours are too scruffy and underfed to stand toe-to-toe with an army of conquistadors.
Point taken. But still, I don't make a habit of sailing with knights. Perhaps I'll let you and your men come along with me, but you'll have to prove yourself first.
How many knights have you met, Lizzie? Oh, there it is. The little glimpse of what the loading screen should have
Prove
been.
yourself worthy to sail with me before I leave, and I'll take you to Florida.
Making a name for myself in these islands shouldn't place, Lizzie. I'll have to find ways to improve my reputation.
The hurricane has put us so far off course, we won't be getting any shipments from Malta.
Look there, the Spanish. The treasure fleet will be somewhere nearby.
Who is that?
It is my commander, Elaine. He must have received my message.
Excellent work, Morgan. You have accomplished everything I asked you to do. I will ride inland and prevent the Spanish from reaching the lake.
What would you have me do?
Take their treasure fleet. We will use their ill-gotten gains to rebuild our knighthood.
Wait just a minute, old man.
Elizabeth, please, let me handle this.
Morgan, when this business with the Spaniards is over, we must discuss your choice of friends.
Ooh. Please fix that.
The Florida coast is crawling with Spanish fortifications. We'll have to scout the area for a safe place to land. Spanish galleons ahead! Rig for battle!
knights all around the lake.
How quaint.
Not just knights. The circle.
Finally.
See the white animals? See the men with Elaine. They are Bone Guard, the circle's elite soldiers.
This is Knight's business now. Elaine made me a pawn in this circle's game. He's betrayed the Knights of St. John, and he'll answer for it.
If you want revenge, keep him from getting his prize, the fountain's water.
What are you saying?
Destroy it. It is the only way. You cannot leave the Fountain of Youth in the hands of such men.
We can make a few fire ships, but I am low on black powder.
I am Ottoman. I have more than you could possibly ever use.
Fetch that powder, Sahin. We're gonna need all of it.
Ram the fountain with a fire ship!
With Elaine Magnan dead and the fountain destroyed, the Circle of Ossus had nothing left in the New World.
That's pretty.
Sahin knew the Europeans were carving out empires in the Americas. He realized that the Ottomans were as much relics of the past as the Knights of St. John.
Where did he go?
Lizzie had lost her Spanish gold, and it would be several years before she really forgave Morgan. I'm not sure if she was really my great-great-grandmother. But folks say I have a pirate's temper. Was there something special about the fountain's water? All I know for sure is the Circle would return to find out.
I loved that ending. Art
Everyone
looks good.
always said Morgan's grandson, John Black, had a lot more enemies than he had friends. But one man, a Mohawk named Kenyon, always stood by his side, even if the two did have a friendly rivalry.
Han
Too
shot
slow,
first.
John Black. You were faster once.
And your eyes were better once. Your arrow missed the mark. My shot was the one that took him down. Only a few more miles to Brunswick, boys. We've marched long and hard, and you all deserve a hot meal.
This is a waste of time. Your uncle sees a shadow in the forest and cries for help.
Stuart is not the commander my grandfather Morgan was. But if he says the colony is threatened, I believe him.
Why would the Cherokee attack? Brunswick is far from their lands.
Who knows? The colonists can't afford to take chances. As long as they line our pockets, their interests are mine.
The music's really doing it for me.
John, thank God you're here.
Oh, look at this guy.
Uncle, what happened here? Where's the garrison?
These few men are all that's left. The others died in the last raid, and the Cherokee carried off most of the survivors.
Another war party is on the way. Less than a mile distant. I can hear them.
Superhuman over here.
Shore up the defenses and open the arsenal. I want every colonist that can hold a musket on the walls.
Could have been that.
Another wave of Cherokee sighted. No!
Okay, I did a way better job of defending it than this. Like they never got past the walls.
Get the
This
men
is
together.
absurd.
We're going after the Cherokee.
Nephew, you are paid to protect the colony.
If the Cherokee make it back to their villages, they'll return in force. We have to take the fight to them.
I destroyed the
6 of
villages in
you
the last
stay here and protect the
video.
wounded. The rest, with us.
I fear more warriors are gathering at the war camps.
Then maybe it's time we took the fight to them. Stuart, you stay here with the other women.
Oh, yes. I think my skills are best put to use here. Why would British soldiers attack their own colony?
Where's my uncle?
They took him. Went north.
The raids were just a distraction. The soldiers meant to draw the garrison away from the colony and then attack.
But why take Stuart?
I know why. The Circle. My family has powerful enemies.
Then my tribe and my sister may also be in danger. We must get back to New England.
It's nice that the Black family kept an oral tradition about the Circle. Cannot pronounce that, not even gonna try.
My people cannot hold off the British for long.
Yeah.
We're coming.
Those cannons are like point blank. Thank you.
The only way to your sister's village is through the British. We need to train an army and attack the British from our side.
The story, but it was boring how easy it was.
Brother, what took you so long?
We were delayed.
The new British governor, Warwick, he knows you, John. He sent his soldiers here, asking for you, promising silver and horses if we would turn you over to him. We sent him away. The next day, this attack.
Warwick doesn't need to look for me. I'll go to him.
Wow. How do you know this girl, Mr. Black?
There were too many, General. We couldn't stop them. Native rabble sending British regulars scrambling for the hills. I'm disappointed, Captain.
There were mercenaries with the Iroquois. John Black's men.
So, the fox has finally been flushed from his den.
Clean yourself up, Captain. You have work to do.
Take Black's uncle to our western fort. He will tell me where the Fountain of Youth is before he dies.
The next day.
I missed you, John.
Have you told your brother about us yet?
He's right behind you!
Later, when it is a quieter time, he will accept it. But not now.
The French are moving against the British. Your people will be caught in the middle.
What would you have us do? Better to ally with the French than this Warwick.
The French cannot be trusted.
No one can anymore.
Dawn's coming. Let's go meet these French.
Alright, are we gonna side with the French in the picture that could have been there the whole time?
It looks like the French could use our help. Take them in and help push the British back across the river.
It's your boy.
No sign of Warwick or my uncle.
Look there. A flag of truce.
What, since when is the flag of truce red?
Are you John Black?
Who's asking?
I'm Colonel Washington. Why are your mercenaries fighting for the French?
We'll stand down. Just give us Warwick.
Warwick is a renegade. He ordered the attack on the natives without the authorization of the Crown, and he'll answer for it. He won't trouble your Iroquois friends again.
He's taken my uncle.
Then I'm afraid your uncle is dead. But if you want to pursue Warwick, you'll have British support. He's gone west towards Lake Huron with a handful of traitors.
Do you believe Warwick is part of the circle you told me of?
Yes. Going after him will be dangerous.
You will find my sister makes her own choices.
We'll track your traitor for you, Colonel Washington.
I guess we're just switching sides.
Bone Guard. I don't believe it.
What does the Circle want from your family?
They're just madmen chasing after an old legend. They believe my grandfather Morgan knew the location of the Fountain of Youth.
He did.
And did he?
It's just a legend. Come on. My uncle's down there somewhere.
Washington said your uncle. Yep.
The wood from the trees in this area is too poor to build ships with.
I'll
have to rely on your navy, Colonel Washington.
My warships will sail into these Great Lakes soon. In the meantime, we should establish a base here and construct some cannon.
Stuart. Washington thinks you're dead. Oh, Washington was right.
It is your uncle. I will put him to rest where the others fell.
No. I'll do it.
Warwick's trail is still warm. He heads west across the plains. We will catch him if we move quickly.
This will end badly. I don't want her to see it.
Agreed.
You already know about us, don't you?
John Black? I would not have chosen you as a husband for my sister. She should have someone more settled.
Ooh.
But she decides who she loves, and I will not come between you.
That's pretty progressive for back then. Just like The Witcher 3, prove me wrong. Why don't you have horses?
These plains. I have never seen land such as this. Be careful. I know nothing of the people of this land.
They may know where Warwick is. Come on.
Some of those bison don't look too good, like graphically speaking. Respect.
This Warwick and his Bone Guard seek to kill all the chiefs on the plains. Earn the respect of the tribes before the last chief is killed, and Warwick will be driven from our lands.
Nice cutscene.
Look there.
This won't be easy.
Should we wait for more reinforcements? Washington has promised more men and supplies.
We can't wait. We'll just have to steal our supplies from Warwick.
Loading screen we should have.
Get this supply
Nice.
wagon back to camp. We're going to need the resources to attack that fort.
The Russians are coming. It's actually Red Dawn.
Those soldiers, they're Russian.
Duh.
Another tribe from across the water?
Yes, but a different water. The Pacific Ocean. They're headed east, and Warwick has marked the way for them.
The pass is clear. There is nothing to stop them.
With the French and British at war, there's no one to defend the colonies from that army. Can you hold them alone?
Not for long. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna bring the mountain down.
What does that mean? Black loading screen. Please fix this. Show me that blip. Show me a tiny blip, thank you. I've seen Mulan, I know what's happening here.
I'll set explosives on the mountain to the north, seal off the other passes, and force the Russians to march through the northern pass. These miners have volunteered to help us.
We can collapse the rock bridges and seal these passes off. If you can keep the Russians from killing us, of course.
Let's see what this looks like in HD, or Definitive Edition, I should say.
I don't know exactly what happened on the mountain that day, but my grandfather wasn't the type to go down without a fight.
Warwick.
Oh, woof.
You're delaying the inevitable. The new world belongs to the Circle of Ossus now, Black.
You shouldn't have taken Stuart.
You're right. It seems you're the keeper of the family's secret.
There is no secret.
Perhaps. Are you made of sterner stuff than your uncle? I
obviously.
so love a challenge. Fools! The powder!
Sweet.
John Black may have made a lot of enemies in his life, but he died a hero. He knocked the Circle back on their heels so hard, it would take them decades to recover. By spring, Kenyon returned to his village. Life went on just as it had for years. Except that his sister had given birth to John's son. And though the Russians were gone, Canning knew other white men would follow, spreading like wildfire until they covered the land. But until then, he would live, work, and help raise his sister's son, my father, Nathaniel Black.
So it looks better than the last one, but does anyone else feel like the Russians were kind of victims here?
John's sacrifice did not go unnoticed. My family was rewarded by the British government, and later the Americans. By the standards of those days, we got rich. Those were eventful years. We pushed the frontier to the horizon, building, expanding, heading west. My father Nathaniel was a patriot, but not much of a businessman. By the time he left the company in my hands, the Black family fortune had dried up.
Boo.
And so we come to my part of the story.
Amelia Black, the girl that owns Falcon Company.
Look at that old coot.
Is it true your grandmother was a Mohawk?
Sorry, old man, but I don't have time to chat.
They say that Falcons lay in tracks all the way to the west coast.
That's the plan.
Is that dog dead over there?
Beat by our competitors. I've got to go, old timer.
Is it true what they say? That Falcon Company's bankrupt?
That guy's important.
The government's not convinced you can get this job done, Black. You're going to have to prove to us you can beat the other companies before you'll get the contract.
The government will get its railroad, Major Cooper. Just keep my men alive. Then you can go back to fighting Mexicans or Seminoles or whatever it is you do.
Why are you being mean to him? Race for the rails.
The Falcon Company will never own the railroad in this region.
Alright, rail.
We're done. Where's my money?
You'll get paid soon enough. You did good work here, Black. Getting supplies down to the border forts was crucial. The Mexican army is on the move again.
Oh, there they are.
Or maybe they're already here.
Get everyone into the fort.
The miners are super calm.
Keep your workers out of our way.
Fine, but I'm staying at the wall.
She can fight, this pretty one.
Do I know you, friend?
Pierre Beaumont is what she can fight, this pretty one.
Do I know you, friend?
Pierre Beaumont is what I'm called. The Mexican army chased me all the way up here. And now, we are trapped together, no?
Creep. Creep warning.
I will show you the way I like to kill.
The Mexicans will try to cut off our supplies. Conserve as many resources as you can.
Ooh, I get the pretty walls.
I have a regiment of men on the way. We have to hold the fort until they get here.
That is from Age of Empires 2. That is the sound of clicking on a stable.
I've got to go finish the railroad if I'm going to get paid.
These days you have not enough money, yes? So now I help you, with gold from my claim up in the mountains.
What are you offering?
You have men. I'm alone. Your men mine the claim, you take half of what they dig up.
70%. And I want to see the mine first.
Done. I go with you to Colorado. We stop on the way, see the mine, and then you go home to play with your little trains. We'll go now, yes?
Yes. We'll go.
He is annoying. Leave a comment and subscribe. Tell me why I suck.
How much further?
Not far, see. In the cave there.
Major sketch
Amelia,
vibes.
stop. It's a trap. He leads the circle.
Canyon?
You have followed me for too many years, Old One. We settled this here, you and I, like men.
Not today, Beaumont.
Kenyon has the high ground. Oh, and the cavalry, yes. This is just like Act 1 in the caves.
Thank you.
Thank the Indian. He tracked you for many miles
Whoa,
across rough
Cooper.
ground.
Whoa, that is not
How
the
do
term
you know
we use.
about Beaumont?
We will talk later, when there is time. Drive Beaumont from the mines. I will go get help from the local native villages.
Nice. The Bone Guard's lair.
I need to get help from the native villages.
Oh, I remember this. I take
We
it
should
all
search
back.
for Beaumont while Canyon is outside looking for help.
That's a title.
Grandniece, it has been a long time.
Yes. 5 years since my father's funeral. Why are you here?
I have been on Beaumont's trail for months. He and the Circle of Ossus believe you know where to find the Lake of the Moon.
That old story again? Did you forget what year this is?
The Circle is all too real. Your grandfather John learned that before he died. Beaumont is their leader now.
The Circle won't find anything at the lake. The Fountain of Youth is just a myth. Where's Beaumont?
Escaped and killed my best men in the process.
You see? Beaumont will go to Florida and extract from the Seminoles what he could not learn from you. And even if the lake is a myth, there is lost Spanish gold in the swamps.
Are we going back?
Then that's where we're going.
We're going back, boys. In the comments, because we're going back to Florida.
Grand Inquisitor, the Seminole says the Inca took the water, but he does not know where they went.
Be sure he knows nothing. Take his toes first, then his fingers, one at a time.
We have found several doubloons, but most of the Spanish fleet is still buried.
Get the gold, then we search for the water. Dig faster. The pretty one and her friends will be here soon.
They are no match for the Circle of Ossus.
We just beat
Perhaps so, perhaps not. Find the Spanish gold quickly, or I will take more than fingers from you.
How did he have so much
Your
power
ancestors first fought the Circle here.
in the Circle?
They destroyed the fountain and sank the Spanish treasure fleet. The gold may still be buried nearby.
Don't worry. Beaumont won't get that gold.
In like the hundreds of years, no. Found it. It's in Florida.
This swamp was the Lake of the Moon?
I don't see any Fountain of Youth, but the area is littered with doubloons from that old Spanish treasure fleet.
Cooper's Stand.
Surrender, or you will face justice right here.
Melu!
Attack!
No! You shot the dog. I mean, Cooper's dead.
Beaumont will pay for this.
What? You had a whole army. Like, why was that like an alone situation in the woods?
The Circle stronghold is in Havana, but I am not so sure that is where Beaumont went. The local Seminoles have a legend, but their chief can explain better than I can.
In the time of the Night Morgan, the Inca took many barrels of the water to Pacamayo Valley. Beaumont seeks the water, so he will go there.
Inca? The Inca are all dead.
My father told me that many captives returned to their homeland when the Spanish fleet was sunk.
Then we must find their homeland before Beaumont does.
We going to South America? Nope. A little bit of a blip. This is new.
You have helped bring freedom to my people. How can we repay you?
Can you spare a guide? We need to travel east to Pacamayo Valley.
I will send men with you, but be careful. The mountains are treacherous this time of year.
We'll take our chances. Good luck, General.
Why are they treacherous this time of year?
There's a pass up ahead. See it?
Are you sure this is the trail?
Does it matter? The Bone Guard army is behind us. We're going forward.
Doesn't look like a shotgun. And her special ability is shotgun. So it is true. Sick. How does he keep doing that? Hey.
The Navy said they'd send warships to fight the Circle. Where are they?
In my experience, the American government's promises are less than reliable.
They're get to shore and set up camp.
Yep.
So this is the famous ossuary. I don't know if we can sail past the ossuary. Maybe we should land on the south side of the island.
I've got an achievement.
What I remember most about that day are the smells. Black powder, sweat, and too much death. Or maybe all I was smelling was that damn Beaumont.
It's a good thing it didn't misfire.
Was the fountain's water worth it all? I never found out.
Oh, he's moving. That's good.
What I did know was that the Circle had stored a lot of treasure in the ossuary over the years. Uncle Kenyon said we shouldn't profit from the cult's blood money, but most of the gold came from those Spanish treasure ships Morgan and Lizzie sank. The way I figured it, the Circle of Ossus owed the Black family a little something. Don't you agree?
Isn't the U.S. Navy right there? Navy?
So you made it. Ran rails all the way from Kansas City to the West Coast.
Yep. Falcon Company wasn't the first, but we'll still get a piece of the pie.
The papers are saying your money troubles are over.
We managed to find some new investors in Florida and Cuba.
Good. Glad to hear it. Your family must be so proud. This land belongs to you now. You and folks like you. Folks with steel in their backbone.
He sounds familiar.
I'd stay and chat, old timer, but the train's coming.
You broke the circle. And in just one lifetime, too.
What did you say?
Don't miss your train.
Who was that? Who's that supposed to be?
My father, Nathaniel Black, was a hero of the American Revolution who fought with the colonial army at Bunker Hill, Trenton, and Saratoga.
Hold the line!
And he was there at the end, at Yorktown. But his story begins 6 years earlier, in his village, where he had grown up. The 6 nations of the Confederacy split apart as the fires of the American Revolution spread northward. Nathaniel's world would never be the same.
So the Seneca have joined with the Mohawk.
Yes. Both tribes think the British will protect them.
This is a white man's war. We must counsel the Seneca and the Mohawk to stay out of the fight.
Uncle Canyon, if we don't choose a side, one will be chosen for us. We must defend our homes.
It's not a matter for young warriors to decide.
But Mother...
No more, Nathaniel. You will accompany me to the villages of our brothers. You will be silent. You will learn.
That's okay, so those are the same characters from Blood, Ice, and Steel. So that's the son of the Black family member from Act 2.
Perhaps the reports about the Mohawk and Seneca allying with the British have been exaggerated.
You were saying, Uncle?
Oh no. Who was it?
What has happened here?
Nathaniel, men with guns came. They took many.
Look at that dude.
Where is my mother?
Oh, you left. You took all the fighting men and left. Oh, that was a big mistake. Can't pronounce that either. It's probably a German fella or Dutch.
Colonel Kuchler, here's the captives the Mohawk took from the Oneida village.
Excellent. How many warriors can your village muster?
You will know when they come for your head.
Do not mistake me for some soft Englishman.
Well, yeah, I could pronounce your
You
name.
may know how to make war against your own kind, but you face Hessians now. My orders are to cleanse these woods of rebels. If your people get in my way, they die. Put her in the pen.
That's cool. Those are the mercenaries the English hired in the Revolutionary War. I appreciate all of the historical details. Gosh, another black loading screen. Come on. Oh, nice. That is a pin.
The war party has been assembled.
Please work. Please work. The militia.
The Six Nations Confederacy was broken. Some joined the British, while others helped the colonial cause. My father left his village. Whether he was driven by a desire to live up to his father John's legacy, or simply wanted to learn more about the outside world, I never knew. When the call went out for militia volunteers, Nathaniel and other young men from the frontier headed south to Boston and into the pages of history.
What's going on here?
Are you...
We are militia. I'm Captain Nathaniel Black. Where are we needed?
The British have landed near Breed's Hill. Follow me.
What was that question, Mr. Minuteman, sir? Come on, just fix it. Your council has provided you with supplies to found a new village. Thank you.
The British will be attacking soon.
We need to reinforce Breed's Hill and hold it until Ward's men arrive.
In the early days of the Revolution, the Americans were always on the defensive. Pushed out of Boston, out of New York, George Washington took command of the Colonials, determined to make a real army out of ragtag militiamen. But even Washington's leadership could not stop the British tide. By December of 1776, the Americans had been pushed back across the Delaware to McConkey's Ferry. It was there my father's militia joined them.
General Washington, I'm honored to meet you, sir.
The honor is mine, Captain Black.
Your father John was a good man.
I would be pleased to have you think the same of me one day. I'm sorry we missed the fight in New York.
Perhaps you would have changed the outcome. But you're here in time to help us turn the tide. The Hessian garrison has settled into their winter quarters in Trenton.
Hessians?
Yes. They're camped right across the Delaware.
I've got unfinished business with the Hessians.
Ooh.
Good. Let's give them a holiday to remember.
Washington's grown up since...
Since the colonials are in retreat, we will only have one patrol tonight. Enjoy your evening, men.
It sounds like the Hessians are enjoying the celebration. If we can avoid patrols and take out the tents in Trenton, we should catch them off guard.
Turning the tide.
After the battles at Trenton and Princeton, Nathaniel's militia was sent north, into the wilderness along the Canadian border. His men skirmished with the British up and down the Hudson Valley throughout the spring. But the fighting was indecisive until late summer near Saratoga.
There's the British column. They're headed to Albany.
Captain, if they get that far, they'll cut our army in two.
We can't let that happen. Send scouts to mark their route. We'll whittle them down and force them to fight here.
Nathaniel, the first wagon is right behind me.
Good. Here come the militiamen. Let's get that wagon.
Saratoga was a great victory, but there were many trials ahead.
Sick.
The British and the Hessians pushed back hard, defeating the Americans at Brandywine and Germantown. In December, the colonial army retreated to its winter camp at Valley Forge and settled in to wait for spring.
General, we can't sit here all winter. The men will starve.
We have no choice. We must reorganize and refit. Soon, we'll face Cornwallis's army head-on. The new recruits need training.
They need food more than training. I can find my way through enemy lines and bring back the supplies we need.
Oh.
An excellent plan, but a dangerous one, Captain.
George isn't even batting an eye. The surgeon I thought was walking past him. All right. Voice actor for George Washington. Yeah, I've never heard George Washington's real voice, but it sounds right. Thank you.
We'll never last the winter in these tents. We need to get the men busy building proper quarters.
Engines. Is that my boy George?
You sent for me, General.
Yeah.
My scouts report Colonel Kuchler's Hessians are moving on our north flank. Intercept him before he cuts our supply line.
Thank you, General.
But Nathaniel, this war, this revolution, it's larger than any one man. I know Kuchler has wronged you personally, but your father's desire for revenge led him to his death.
General Washington, my father gave his life to protect the colonies. I would do the same, without hesitation.
Your enlistment is up next month. You could go back home to your family.
My place is with the colonial army until our nation is free. I'll fight at your side until the war is won.
I'm not sure what Kuchler is up to on our north flank, but I don't want another surprise like we had at Bound Brook. These artillery pieces from my cannon works should help take care of whatever you find up there.
Yes, these should do nicely, General.
Halfway through the campaign.
After Colonel Kuchler's death, Nathaniel kept his promise to Washington.
Wee wee!
He fought at Charleston, Camden, and Kings Mountain. And he was there at the end at Yorktown in 1781, face to face with the Redcoats for the last time.
That was a very small blip. Good job.
After the war, my father went home.
That looks pretty.
He would never be a wealthy man, for he'd spent his considerable inheritance outfitting his militia volunteers and supplying the troops at Valley Forge. He was a patriot, a good father, and one of the best men my family ever produced. If Nathaniel had a flaw, it was that his legacy was a difficult one to live up to. Especially for his grandson, my only child, Chayton Black.
Oh, we skipping ahead? Is that what's happening here?
My name's Chayton Black. You might have heard of my mother, Amelia. She owns the Falcon Company. I guess I'd recovered enough from my war wounds to make a nuisance of myself. So she sent me out west on company business. Said it'd be good for me. I agreed to go, but only so I could reconnect with my Lakota uncle and see an old friend from my days in the Union Army.
We don't get to play through the Union Army? We don't get to go to the Civil War? That is upsetting.
Ah, if it ain't my old buddy Chayton Black.
Accurate American accent.
You feel nicely.
Long time no see, Billy. I never did get the chance to thank you for saving me back at Antietam.
Nothing you wouldn't have done in my place.
No.
And don't say I didn't do nothing good for you Indians.
You haven't changed a bit, Billy. You were probably caught rifling through my pockets for loose change and had to carry me in.
What brings you to Fort Laramie besides cleaning up messes the Henharts back east are too scared to handle? Got some trading to do?
I'm sure you received my telegram. Business aside, I'm hoping to find some Lakota families.
He does not look good. His face
Well,
is not...
I got moved out west after the war. I'm the
Like
quartermaster around here. Now, there's something that needs getting, you come to me. And you know how to work the system. There's a lot of coin to be made. Aside from a few minor nuisances.
So that's corruption.
Speaking of nuisances, tell me about this outlaw situation.
Looks like this might be your lucky day to pay me back that life you owe me.
What's the trouble?
No offense, but Indians aside, we got this Reno gang been interfering with our trading business and your railroad. Nothing they won't do to get their hands on some cash made with an honest day's work.
I see.
We can get to all those details in due time. Sure is good to see you again, kid.
It just felt less clean than the earlier campaign videos. I wonder if they didn't spend as much time on Act 2 of the second campaign. Thank you for that blip.
We'll find a good spot for your trading post further up the trail. Help me! Help!
There's lots more men.
I got word through a Lakota trader at the fort that my uncle and his band were camped in the hills, no more than a day's ride away. So, with some trepidation, I went to see him and introduce myself. Haulachi wakaha, ehakachchi dayaantachi, Amelia Jingshitguki, Chayton Black, Miete.
Ihanilachche, nephew. You can call me Uncle Frank, if you'd like.
You have an English name?
This name was given to me by the Christians when they first visited us. I didn't care for them all that much, but I kind of liked the way Frank Warbonnet sounded.
It does have a nice ring to it, Uncle.
It is good you have come. When your father passed, we were saddened that you were taken so far away. However, I'm happy to see my nephew has turned out to be a strong warrior, like his father.
Thank you. We have beaten the gang that was attacking Lakota villages and Falcon Company property.
This is good, nephew. But what is your concern with this Falcon Company?
It's my job to protect it, Uncle. Since I was wounded in war against the South, I had to make my way somehow. My mother offered me a job, so I took it.
The company allows our people in other nations to trade and gives honest folk employment so they can feed their families.
This might be so, but at what expense? Your mother's company continues to bring white settlers by the trainload. They slaughter the bison, attack our people. They do not understand what it means to be in good relations. I'm afraid your mother has lost her way. Your father would be disappointed to hear this news.
You may be right about the company, Uncle. But now that these bandits have been taken care of, I can return home and explain your concerns to Mother. Try to make things right. Doksha ake, Uncle.
Are you just gonna leave? Should hang out and talk more. I feel like we missed some things. Yeah, that did feel like an oversimplified conversation, but okay. With the Falcon Company's railroad upgrade completed, Chayton returns east, yet it was only a matter of time until his return. 3 super ominous dots.
It had been 10 long years since returning to the East Coast from Fort Laramie. I had been working from the inside to change the way the Falcon Company treated my people, while at the same time using the company's influence to lobby for change in D.C. We'd met with modest success, and would have kept at it until I got word from my contacts in the capital that the U.S. Army was planning a major offensive against the Lakota people. I had to warn my uncle of the coming war.
Look at this old west town.
Chayton Black. Ha ha! Glad to see the company still knows when to send its best. Especially when there's a whole lot of money involved.
I've got more than just company business to take care of out
Guy's
here.
just got his pistol
And it
out
looks
right
like
there.
you're moving up in the world, Home. You've got a badge now.
Sheriff's just another word for a humble servant to the people. But enough about me and my illustrious career. Let me show you what we found out here.
A quick pace from the town.
Cool.
Unbelievable.
And wouldn't you have it, there's another pack of thieves, even worse than before, trying to get their grubbing hands on it too. Call themselves the hole-in-the-wall gang. With these railroads expanded and nobody to defend them, it shouldn't be any surprise what we're up against now. Not to mention, we've been under attack from the Sioux.
Sioux is what our enemies call us. We are Lakota.
Ooh, hit a sore spot, huh? Well, anyhow, this here is a Falcon Company matter.
I really smoothed it
Indeed,
over,
it
Holmes. Good
is.
job.
The company is losing a great deal of money to these outlaws, and it's giving all the gumps back east headaches. Once this gang trouble gets taken care of, it appears you and I have some catching up to do.
That is a lot of gold, though. It's a lot of videos. A lot
You know
of
what's
dialogue
bad
here.
about gold? It attracts flies. Start swatting, kid.
I wonder if there's going to be way more dialogue here like last time.
With the hole-in-the-wall gang taken care of, that leaves us with just the native problem.
Whoa.
Sounds to me like you got things backwards, Home. The Black Hills are sacred to the Lakota, and the problem is white folk can't seem to get enough of it.
Yeah, with this much money on the line, I figured you'd listen to reason, Chayton.
Oh, here it goes.
Go to hell, Home. I'm heading into the hills to see my uncle.
Things have changed since you've been gone, Chayton. The Sioux aren't the friendly neighbors they used to be, and there may still be remnants of the gang in those hills. Don't imagine you'll make it more than halfway before you find yourself scalped or killed.
I'm right here. You don't
The
need to
only
yell.
scalp you need to worry about, old man, is the one on your narrow-minded head.
Ooh. I think they're both kind of narrow.
Maybe Home was right. Could be a tough fight to get to Uncle Frank. Maybe these townsfolk will help us out.
Ihanilachi. You've returned, nephew.
Yes, Uncle. I've come to bring you news that the U.S. Army is on the warpath. They intend to attack Lakota and others.
Yes, nephew. This has been known. and we will fight.
Are you sure this is the right decision?
Do you know what the cow does when the winter wind blows in the dead of winter?
I do not.
The cow turns away and puts its back to the wind. And do you know what the tatanka, the bison, does?
What does it do, Uncle?
It turns to the wind and faces it head on. Out here, the settlers' cows freeze to death. But the tatanka survive. We too are survivors. And we will face this wind head on.
I understand.
The 7th Cavalry will fall on our camp. When the time comes, the tribes must be united. And it will be your job to make sure they are ready.
I can do this, but Uncle, I have another matter to discuss with you.
What is that, nephew?
Have your warriors attacked the miners?
The truce was broken. The miners led by the sheriff attacked one of our neighboring camps at night, killing many innocent people. We must defend our lands and our people.
Hold on. Are you saying that the sheriff was leading the miners during this attack? Billy Holm?
What?
I saw him with my own eyes. Many here recognize him from the fort.
That lying coward.
We knew. We knew from the start. His accent was a dead giveaway. The ugly truth.
There you are.
You're still alive. Huh. Good thing. Because we found a Sioux camp planning to attack the mining operation. They got a big stockpile of guns and ammo, too.
To imagine this whole time, you were the leader of the hole-in-the-wall gang.
Stop talking, just
What's
shoot him.
this?
My uncle told me everything.
Oh, come on now, Chayton. Who are you gonna believe? The man who dragged your bullet-riddled body from a battlefield? Or a savage?
Poor choice
And
of
all
words.
this time, I had refused to believe the rumors about you during the war. Back then, the fella said you went out at night to take the gold teeth from dead soldiers, and worse. But I always stuck up for you.
It's a lousy world, Chayton. But I didn't make it this way.
If I were you, I'd start walking away right about now.
Hey, you'd never shoot an old buddy now, would you?
Your old buddy
Don't
now.
tempt me.
Just do
Have
it.
it your way, Chayton. But this ain't gonna end well for you, friend.
Yeah, you go over there so I can come chase you and get you later.
Gold makes a man rich. So my fort, my troops, will wipe out your village. You chose wrong. Now die with your people.
Why can't I build walls like that? They're way better looking than the walls I can build. And how do we know he was the leader of the hole-in-the-wall gang? Well, it's a good thing we have a saloon, thank goodness. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me what you think about your boy Custer.
Pardon me?
Sorry, I don't have any firewater.
The name is Chayton Black,
Ooh,
with
come
the
on,
Falcon
man.
Company. I would address you as General, but since your demotion, is it Lieutenant now?
Lieutenant Colonel, and it wasn't a demotion. I was reverted to my previous rank.
Sounds like
I'm sure you've heard of the trouble around here. The former sheriff, Billy Holm, has started a war with the Lakota, and was leading the hole-in-the-wall gang to steal from the mining camps and the company. I would advise you to stay here while I bring Holm to justice and put an end to this war. We won't need you or your men after that.
Just so happens I'll be resting here for the night. You have one day, Mr. Black.
This town is on fire. People should be putting out the fires. Custer sounds cool so far.
Holm is hiding somewhere in these hills. We'll earn the trust of the local people, and they'll help us root him out.
Is this Custer's last stand? Nice.
All this killing and lying for what?
Gold?
The acoustics are great in here.
Ain't gold what the Falcon Company is here for? You could say I was just speeding up the process.
By murdering innocent people and stealing from the company?
If it weren't for me, the company wouldn't even be here. It would have been overrun by Indians a long time ago. I was doing the company a service.
Enough talk. I'm taking you in.
Nothing I say is gonna stop Custer from butchering your Sioux friends.
Well then, it'll just have to be a hanging.
I should have let you die all those years back.
Here's your chance, Holm. Why don't you finish the job?
Whoa. Amazing. Putting classic westerns to shame.
Major, pursue the Indians and bring them to battle. We'll support you with the whole command once you engage.
Reverted Lieutenant Colonel Custer. Holm has been taken care of, and the Lakota will no longer be a threat.
And where exactly is Holmes' confession? Tell me why I should believe the word of an Indian.
Oh no, Custer.
Because I'm hoping you're a reasonable man, and I know we can settle this without more bloodshed.
Mr. Black, this is bigger than a two-bit traitor sheriff. As a businessman, you of all people should know, this is a matter of bringing civilization to the uncivilized. This is destiny.
Civilizing through killing innocent women, children, and elders? This isn't soldiering, it's savagery, and I won't stand for it.
What did you say? I can have you hanged for treason. Why are you smiling? Something strike you as funny?
I was just thinking about how you'll be the butt of Indian jokes for years to come.
Whoa, 2020 is a little,
Let him
hindsight's 2020. That's a little unfair. It's like you knew. It was a quick blip.
Another camp.
Gather the war chiefs. I will return.
The Cheyenne camp should be close by. Let's find them.
It to be epic. Oh, already it is.
You did well, nephew. I'm proud. And your father would be proud too.
Now he looks good. Did they just
Thank
clean
you,
up this screen?
Uncle Frank.
I would ask you to stay, but you seem to already have your heart set.
I think I've caused enough trouble. So many have died, Uncle.
Yes, this is true. But perhaps it was Custer who had to die, for all their transgressions.
Let's hope the lesson was learned. But just in case, I will continue the fight back east.
And remember, no matter where you come from, or where you are, you will always have value. But it's up to you what you do with it. Uksha Ake.
Thank you, Uncle. Doksha Ake.
Cool.
All my life, I have had the same dream. A beach, palms in the morning light, waves on the sand. I do not know this place, or where to find it. Only that my destiny waits beyond the tide.
Animals. These peasants should lick their fingers, for this will be their last taste of such riches.
Not all of us were born into royalty, Admiral. I was raised one of these animals.
Captain, it shows.
The treasure fleet is a testament to our Emperor's genius.
Whoa.
You know as well as I do that the Emperor is a pampered old fool. He should be more careful with his belongings. Ships vanish. Treasures never reach their destinations.
Don't like this
Good
guy.
thing we are here to prevent such tragedies.
Believe what you want.
Every time that boy opens his mouth, I want to fill it with my fist.
Hello,
What is your
entirely
name,
made of
sailor?
muscle guy.
I am Lao Chen. A lifetime at sea has left me stinking of fish. If it floats, I have crewed it.
Then tell me,
What do you predict for our grand treasure fleet?
The fleet will sail on to glory without question. But beware the Admiral. I am not the only one around here who stinks.
Nice. That ship is pretty cool looking.
Captain, pirate vessels prowl the waters.
Leave them be. For now.
Say that again when you're picking wreckage off the seabed.
What is the delay?
The men are tired, Admiral. They cannot work with broken backs.
Why am I not telling him?
They will work until the task is finished, broken backs or not.
Can we not give some of this work to the new sailors you hired?
Those sailors are my concern.
I know they are not sailors, Admiral. It is obvious that not one of them has ever set foot on a boat.
They are mercenaries, scoundrels, and should be boiled in their own juices.
I'm on Team Chen.
Silence! It would be wise for you to remember who commands this fleet. If you...
Oh, goodness.
This is your mess, Wang. Clean it up at once.
He's a liability. He's a problem.
I have already had my fill of crowded ports and foreigners. I crave conquest. I crave glory.
Some men work their whole lives to see such sights, Admiral.
True. Commoners are easily impressed. That is what separates rabble like you from men like me. Now step aside. Royalty expects to be greeted by their own.
Yeah, he can't be a good guy.
Watch him closely, Captain.
Jin Hai may be venomous, but he is not capable of betrayal.
Because he is too stupid?
Because he is a coward.
The Zamachran wishes you welcome, Admiral. All preparations have been made.
What does that mean?
Excellent.
What's happening? Black loading screen. Small blip. That's what I'm talking about.
It has been too long since we received news from the Admiral. I am growing worried.
You should be worried about us, Captain. Those approaching warriors have murder in their eyes.
And elephants.
Run, Chen. We have been betrayed. Our only hope is to escape with the ships.
Yeah, that would be strange.
Gulls fill the sky. The sea goddess must watch over us.
I wish I shared your faith, Chen. We have sailed west for weeks, with no sign of land.
This ship is
One cannot sail too far without hitting something, Captain.
It is not the sea I fear. It is the Admiral. He appears to be connected to all our misfortunes.
The Indian raiders did speak of being paid to fight by one of our crew.
Even now, he leads our fleet off the charts into the unknown.
The cannon is so cool.
The Admiral has always plotted his own course.
Yes, Chen. But where is he going?
Wherever he leads us, it appears we will brave a storm before our arrival.
Like the birds, it is an omen, but a bad one.
You know, you could have just sailed further east. Would have hit California.
That is the last time I pray to the sea goddess.
What is this place?
This strange land is on no map I know.
Where we are is a mystery for another time. The fleet has been scattered along the coast. It is pathetic. Even at the edge of the world, men still murder each other for power.
Speaking of pathetic, have you seen the Admiral?
Oof, Chen, my
Our
boy.
commander has vanished. I fear he was captured with the others.
Not to worry. There will always be another Admiral where he came from.
Perhaps it is as you said before, and Jinhai has taken his own path. If so, he is now at the mercy of the wilderness.
Can we leave this cursed rock then?
No. Prepare a rescue party. The hostiles captured many of our companions, and we must find them before nightfall.
I think finding them will be easier than you expect.
They're over there.
I have spotted our captured companions, but the enemy are too many. We will move undetected through these caves. Once we reach the northern beaches, we can begin to rebuild our army.
Cool, okay.
I said it from the beginning. That traitorous admiral gives sailors a bad name.
Oh yes, I see the change.
Set a course for home, Chen. We sail due east.
Finally, I have been finding sand in many unwanted places.
It is a pity that a man born of such extraordinary means had to die such an ordinary death.
Decisions make a man great, Captain. Not family, not wealth.
Nice.
Then I am glad you have been there to guide me, Chen.
Give me no credit. I simply follow where the bottle leads me.
He's an alcoholic? You're gonna wait till now to tell me? He's like my favorite.
Have you done as I asked?
We have scoured the beaches for all evidence of our presence.
Good. It is time the treasure fleet moved on to calmer waters. Home.
Well, that solves
Hopefully. No one will even know we were here.
that. Yeah, no, we don't. That was really convenient. Don't know why you felt the need to clean up. This is much later than the last campaign.
This injustice must end. The British East India Company takes our treasure, displaces our rulers, and despoils our traditions. Now it is public humiliation. I tell you, prophecy foretells the end of the company after 1 century. That is now.
Be patient, my friend.
Be patient, you say? I have seen 40 years.
You're ripped for a
and not
40-year-old.
one of them free of the cursed company.
Our only option is to work with the foreigners.
Spoken like a true coward. Like a little Englishman.
You know nothing of who I am.
Lieutenant Sahib, I have but one cardinal sin. Impatience!
I am sorry, Colonel. The detainees were marched through town and stripped of their uniforms in public.
Such a fate is too good for the likes of them. Execution is the preferable method. One that makes a lasting impression.
Nice.
Sir, the company's disrespect of the people fuels an already dangerous fire.
Lieutenant, the British East India Company has ruled India for 100 years. I sincerely doubt that a few dyspeptic sepoy are going to change that. If ever you need reminding of who rules this nation, simply look to the rooftops. Now, chin up, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
That's a cool title.
There is a bit of sport in it, isn't there, Naneem? I could be hunting fox back home in Norfolk. If the rebels wish to disrupt our flow of saltpeter, it'll take more than a few elephants to do it.
That does not mean they will stop trying.
Do you see in these uprisings some common purpose?
They are not as scattered as you would believe. They will come together. And when they do, we will face an army.
Wisely spoken. You may make an effective captain after all.
Sir, a trading post is under attack to the east.
Come, Lieutenant. Do not lose hope. Where there is tea, there is always hope.
He's like, he seems to be in denial of a pretty huge uprising. I hope they pronounce that
The
word.
natives
so I now
of
know
this
how.
region have risen up and claimed our saltpeter sites, which we require for gunpowder. We must act, and act now. A series of fires have broken out around Calcutta. We are directed there immediately. How does the damn company expect me to be everywhere at once?
Perhaps they ask too much of us all.
Ah, this is the rebels' doing. The need to stir up trouble flows in their blood.
The company has no respect for the Indian people, sir. That is, and always has been, the reason behind these attacks.
You forget yourself, Nanib. You're beginning to sound like one of the rebels.
If only that was something to regret, sir.
Ooh, tread carefully, Nanib. You have been warned.
Come on, Edwardson. Come on. You.
Come, Lieutenant. Calcutta burns!
Nice.
These are dangerous lands. March east, to the village across the river. The company will direct us from there.
Surrender, and we will spare your lives.
We will fight to the death. The British have no claim to this kingdom.
If you wish to die, then you had best find somewhere else to do it. Put down your weapons. This is not how India will be won.
It will never be won, while men like you wear the colors of our enemies.
Cooperation is the key to a modern India.
Cooperation is what has given this company all of its power.
Leave this place. Leave, before I forget compassion.
Is that the guy from the eastern part of the...
Well done, Lieutenant. You sent them to the slaughter. I couldn't have arranged it better myself.
But I...
Internal strife. Is this thing to see more?
What is this new nonsense?
The men refused to use the new Enfield rifles, Colonel.
Then how do they expect to fight the enemy? Find out what all the chatter is about, Lieutenant.
Colonel, there is big fat in the rifle cartridges. It is against the men's beliefs to eat pork in any form, so they cannot tear them open with their teeth.
I don't care what they believe. Tell them to do as I say, or they will be executed.
You went straight to a 10. You went straight to a 10.
Pick up that rifle. Show them how it's done.
Sir, it is also against my beliefs to place this cartridge in my mouth.
Pick it up at once!
Regrettably, I cannot.
I am giving you an order, Lieutenant! Pick up that weapon!
Yes, Colonel.
Your first shot will be your last, Nanib! You have my word!
Why didn't you shoot Edwardson? No one saw this coming.
Our private war has only just begun, Nanib.
Yeah.
Look at how many have joined us, Nanib. We cannot fail. The war for independence has truly begun.
But we are an army without a leader.
You will be our general now, Nanib.
I never asked to be a general. I am a lieutenant in a non-existent army, nothing more.
The cry for freedom is spreading. Bahadur Shah of the Mughal Empire has declared himself supreme ruler of India.
The Shah is a captive of the company. How does he expect to lead us from deep within a prison cell?
It's simple. We will turn our rage on Delhi and free him.
If it is the will of the people, then I am at their command.
That's cool.
Our men are with you, Lieutenant Nanib, but our meager force is no match for the company vanguard.
Then we must proceed carefully and avoid the patrols until we can find a way into the city. We must free the Shah.
Still counts.
have shown that we can defeat a regiment. But what of a whole army?
We will face that challenge when it is necessary to our goal.
And what exactly is our goal, Pravar?
We shall march on the British and pry them from the landscape.
Perhaps. But our fight is not with the British. It is with the cursed company.
And we will engulf it in fire and make them wish they never set foot in this country.
Yes, and I know exactly where we should start. The company has treated this country like property and the people like trespassers. But our liberation begins here!
That is beautiful, that fort.
Brave words, Nani. Is this your army? A band of native thugs and villagers?
Villagers can build an
You
empire
are
in
not
this
firing on unarmed men this time, Colonel.
You, not I, will be leading these fools into a massacre.
You are alone, Colonel.
The company always sends reinforcements.
No one will come. Not today. Today our fight is with you, Colonel.
I will take that as a compliment.
We will not rest until you are dead at our feet.
You will never find me at the feet of a traitor. Dead or alive.
What does that even mean?
Then we will bury you.
Very nice. That fort's so beautiful. It's a shit.
Edwardson hopes to outlast us. He hides behind his walls and artillery. He thinks reinforcements will come. But he is mistaken.
Oh, he is mistaken.
If all goes as planned, that fort will become his tomb.
Alright, base building time. It's profound.
I am impressed, Nani. But you are simply ending one man. The company is bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than this whole forsaken country.
I learned much from you, Colonel. But it is clear that you learned nothing from me.
He says
Your company may have the ability to set fire to a village, a home, but no company will ever set fire to a man's soul. You cannot fight such passion. Not with money, not with guns, not with men.
Damn you! Damn you all!
Come, Nani. The prophecy must be fulfilled. There are others like him to be defeated.
Yes, I am afraid there will always be others like him.
For this is the last statement of Lord Tori Mototada. A large number of rebel dynasties lay siege to this castle, and are mere moments from penetrating this heart. But I do not fear death. If you choose to give your life for your master, you will not have the slightest fear. Even in the face of disaster, it is an honor to lay down my life for my master, Tokugawa. I only wish I could have done more in his name. That wish is the right of every dead man.
You sent for me, Tokugawa-dono.
I have news, Kichiro. The unifier of Japan has died, and his dynasty now balances on the edge of a sword. At this very moment, my enemy, Ishida Mitsunari, is mobilizing the Western clans into an army to oppose me.
So we will march against him. Today if we must.
You remind me why I took a trembling orphan into my care 10 years ago. I saw the same ferocity in his eyes that I see now. But remember, Kichiro, there will come a time when you will have to choose between your own ambition and the ambition of your master.
My loyalty will not falter, Tono, no matter what awaits.
As it should be. Even the fiercest of us must learn to heal.
That bamboo doesn't look good. Everything else looks good. Bamboo doesn't look good.
Our victory is short-lived. Allies of Ishida have risen up in the eastern provinces. The enemy hopes to surround my army on all sides, trapping it like a beetle under a jar.
What are your orders, Tono?
Crush this threat, swiftly and fatally. You cannot breathe when there is a sword at your throat.
That's true.
I would have waited for Ishida to make a mistake. Instead, you walk right into his trap.
You should not question the Master, Kichiro. Obedience means nothing if it is not absolute.
It seems I have much to learn.
Do not learn too much, or soon I will call you Master.
I want a helmet like his. That's a sick helmet.
Our men cling to life, Kichiro Dono. They need time to recover.
There is no time. Our forces must return west to seize the supply road.
Then our men will march, but at a dead man's pace.
Yes, and in the future you will not question my orders.
So much death.
Utotada,
Oh my gosh.
you have been wounded.
It is nothing. I still have a head, which is more than I can say for my enemy.
You bring news.
The Master wishes me to return home to Fushimi Castle. It seems the enemy has set his eye on my beautiful estate.
Then I will join you when the time comes.
I will look for you.
Who even is the enemy? Too quickly.
What goes on here? This general of the Oda clan demands to speak with you.
With me?
So, it is you, Tokugawa's pet.
Whoa.
You are right. I am the servant of the rightful ruler of Japan.
Your loyalty is to your true clan, Kichiro. Your master is a liar.
Hold your tongue before you lose it.
Do not allow Tokugawa to make a fool of you any longer.
Whoa.
Tell me how I am a fool.
You lie. It is time you knew the truth.
Silence!
Ooh, now we're not gonna know. Hit me with the truth, let's do it.
Greetings, Kichiro. I have fortified the castle as instructed. Now, we wait. What is wrong, my friend? You look stricken, but not from the field of battle.
Mototada, you've known the Master since childhood. You are his friend. Tell me the truth. Did the Master find me wandering the ruins of my conquered village, as he says? Did he rescue me?
Yes and no. You see, it was he who conquered. First your clan, and then your family. He ordered your parents to death.
Oh, that's a bit much. You could have babied me into that. Could have taken your time.
I have followed Tokugawa blindly.
Yeah.
You have followed him because he is your master.
Then, what does that make me?
The master has always seen in you a man with great promise. You must share his confidence. Now come. I have a feeling that fortune will smile on us in the coming battle.
It was nice to see that samurai to bow. I'm going through a rough time right now. Units just up here.
We have succeeded in occupying the enemy, but the battle is over. You must go, Kichiro.
I cannot. This is Tokugawa's fight, not mine.
Tokugawa has made you the man you are. It is up to you to decide whether that man is an orphan or a general. Now go.
It's a tough moral decision.
Heed my words. I have chosen to make a stand within my castle, and I am it. It would be easy to escape and to run from it, but that is not the way of the warrior.
I almost won the battle. They had to cheat.
Sacrifice your life for your master is an unchanging principle. In that way, it is truth.
He's gonna do it. Don't miss. This is prime ninja right here. It's dark. It's foggy. We're in Japan.
Kichiro, you have come.
I am ready, Tono.
You have been ready since the day I saved you. Of course, the boy I knew no longer exists. A man has taken his place.
You have my loyalty.
And you have your honor. It is a good thing I have your trust. Otherwise, I might fear your growing thirst for power.
Yes, it is a good thing.
One day, you will be a great leader, Kichiro. But today, you fight for Tokugawa. Now, do what you do best, and follow me.
Give me back my dad. Oh, while the game's...
It is done. The rebel daimyo have been destroyed, and you are the only lord left standing. All of Japan lies at your feet.
You have proven yourself yet again. Tell me, Kichiro, what have you won on this field of battle?
I have won the truth, and it is all that matters.
Thought something was gonna happen there.
A man who has been raised in the house of a master, and yet places no loyalty in his heart, will stain that family name for all generations. A man's duty is to this truth. Beyond this, there is nothing to be said.